starting next week to KFAN. We'll have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords, learn more, head to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com.
Thank you, Zach. Welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show. Marcus Sherels is our guest in studio. Ben Leber's over there as well with Max and Meat Sauce.
Hi, hi, hi.
Hi, hi, hi. There we are. Yep, and we are back. There you go. Another question real quick for Marcus Sherels from the chat. Marcus, somebody's wondering how you feel about the NIL and college football.
Yeah, I think it's a little confusing now to most people, but I definitely agree with the players getting paid. I don't really follow it a whole lot, so I don't know the ins and outs, but I think they'll figure out a perfect system eventually. I think it's a little flawed right now and not fair for everybody, but I do like that the players are getting taken care of now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure your brother has a little bit more of an opinion about it. He was, at least a little bit closer maybe with the people that he knows. I did want to ask you this. I'm a little concerned because you came in, 20 minutes ago and you're like, hey, I have a story to share about you specifically about our time together. And I'm like, oh boy. So if you wouldn't mind telling publicly the story that you want to tell, and I'm a little concerned.
No, don't be concerned. So Ben and I
exposed
On hard copy.
So Ben and I crossed over 1 year. It was my first year. It was your last year with the Vikings, right? I was a practice squad guy until the last game of the year. But we all know everybody loves Ben. He's the nicest guy ever. I was terrified of Ben for like 2 or 3 years after we were done. Because, I was. I thought you hated me for the longest time. And then like we met up 2 or 3 years later and you're like, hey, and I was like, wait a minute, he doesn't remember this? So it was like a red zone. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
What did you do?
Yeah. So it was
gonna scoot away.
Yeah. So it was a Friday practice, and it was like the pre-practice walkthrough, jog through in the red zone, and I was playing scout team receiver, and we were running routes, and EJ and Chad were the linebackers and EJ was really banged up, so he was like going through the motions halfway, and I was the slot receiver, and my route was a little spot route where I faked like I'm going across the ball and stop at the center. And EJ and Chad kind of confused it a little bit. And then coach said, run it again. But then the coach whispered in my ear, he's like, instead of stopping, keep running. And then, so I did it. And then EJ and Chad got tangled up and EJ was kind of hurt. And Chad pushed me and I kind of giggled. And then I went back to the huddle and you came up and you grabbed my face mask and you were like, bleep, 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 bleep. Don't do this. We're not doing this way. I was like, oh my gosh, my career is officially over. Ben Leber hates me. And I don't know what to do. Yeah. I was like, it's not my fault.
Oh my God. I don't remember that. I must have went out of body.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
What do you have to say for yourself, Ben Leber?
I have nothing to say. I guess I was protecting my boys. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking in that moment because that's
Ben. You must have just been doing that all the time.
I promise you, I rarely did that. But no, I will say it for the record. There was never a time that I did not like you. I think early on we all like recognized like you're a talented player and you were obviously I think people can kind of tell like you were soft spoken and like you were kind of what we wanted every rookie and young guy to act like. And you just did that naturally. Like this guy just comes to work. He doesn't say much. He keeps his mouth shut. Like we want a lot of rookies. And I know that's like old school thinking. It's certainly not the situation now, but you just don't want the overly cocky rookie to come in and they're just talking all the time and like wanting to be buddy with everybody. Like just, you got to earn it first. And I think that's the thing that you did early on was like, you just kept your head down, and you just like wanted to earn the respect from everybody, and you did, and so I certainly felt that, and I respected you pretty early on.
Except if you ran the wrong.
I guess if you're gonna cross up my boys, we're gonna have some words, aren't we?
That's so good.
Wow.
I'm just picturing Marcus that one time he saw, he's like, oh my God, are we about to fight? Ben? Like, hey, Marcus, what's up, man?
It's so
Long
funny.
time no see.
Well, now I need to know who that coach was, because he's really the culprit. He's really the one I should have gotten in his face.
And I'm sure he didn't come up and say, hey, Ben, that was me. I was on me. No way. That didn't happen.
Well, and, I got to be honest. Like, you get to certain points in the season, and you get to those Friday sort of half workouts, and you really are. It does become such a mental day for a lot of the vets, and you're not trying to get yelled at by your coach at that point in time. Like, and you're not like, you're just like, just give me the look that we're supposed to see. Give me the look at what they're trying to do. And like, it'll imprint in our heads. We don't need any sort of special teams all-stars out here or scout team all-stars. So that could have been maybe behind the scenes of like, this, chill out, bro. Chill out.
You went Vince Vaughn on Rudy in the Rudy movie. He's playing like it's the GD Super Bowl.
That's great.
You would have fought Rudy, man.
But it's funny. Did that ever come full circle? Like when you were in year 8, 9, 10, and you're in practice, and you're like, let me just get my rep here, bro. And then you have a gunner coming down wanting to be an all-star. Like, did you ever have one of those moments and you would look at a guy sideways and like, come on, bro. Like, we got to take care of each other here.
Yeah.
It's Friday. What are we doing?
Yeah, you definitely have those moments, but looking back, being a constant bubble guy, I had to go hard.
Yeah.
So when I see those guys, it's like, okay,
you
can't really say anything.
Yeah. Again, Marcus Sherels is our guest. You also, by the way, speaking of the Power Trip Morning Show, crossed paths with not Tommy, but Ed Olson on the Golden Gophers. Am I right?
Yep. Yeah, he was a freshman my senior year.
And he was already probably 6'7", I would guess.
He was a giant. I remember walking in the locker room and seeing a pair of shoes. I'm like, whose shoes are those? They're like size 1,000. And it was Ed,
Eddie's the best.
Who was your coach, and what was your time at the Golden Gophers like?
Yeah, so Coach Mason was my coach my first year, and then he got let go, and then Coach Brewster came for my next 3 years.
Are you responsible for him being let go after your freshman year?
Luckily not.
Okay,
it wasn't my fault this time.
It was that bowl game, right?
Yeah, the comeback game. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was
bad.
bad.
Yeah.
Brew and I knew each other. So Brew was our tight ends coach with the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Gates. Yeah, Antonio Gates. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he told that story. I'm sure he
still tells
the Julius Pepper story as well.
Yeah.
I think he claims that he was responsible for getting Julius Peppers to North Carolina.
Vince Young, Texas.
Yeah, Vince Young in Texas. Like, everybody's got to talk about their accolades.
Where is he now?
I don't know.
He's blocked everybody locally on social media.
Who, Tim Brewster?
Yes, everybody.
I just saw this. Where is he now? I think he's not in the NFL. I think he's in one of those other leagues now.
Yeah, it was interesting because you see all these guys sort of, and I'm sure you saw it too, Mark. It's like people get elevated to higher positions and all this stuff, and they feel like they have to act a certain way, and it's so interesting because when he came here with Minnesota, I started hearing these stories about how he was like running his program, and I was like, some of that checks out because he's kind of a fiery guy, but I'm like. Brew was like, he would have us over to his house and like we'd be sitting by his pool and hanging out. Like it was just kind of bizarre to hear some of these negative stories because I'm like, that's not the Brew I knew, in San Diego.
That's how Power Trip listeners are feeling hearing your story.
That's not the Ben Leber you know. It's funny. Marcus, you also had an interesting career at the Gophers because you played at the Metrodome and then played the first season ever at TCF Bank Stadium. What was that like?
Oh, it was fun. Yeah, I came in as a walk-on with Mason. I was a wide receiver. They didn't even give me gloves the first day. I remember I was like, I can't catch the ball. And then Brewster came in and he kind of, my third year, he moved me to corner and he kind of explained why I'd have a better chance at making the NFL or his little spiel. But the Metrodome was so much different than TCF. Just playing outside and being back on campus was electric. I think we played Air Force at night. our very first game.
That's right.
And it was so fun.
And you won 20-13.
We won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Adam Weber, Eric Decker. I mean, that was. I know you guys. I think you went 6 and 7. It says here, but I remember that squad very well, and I remember that season. What a fun thing to be in that outdoor stadium.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of really good players, good teammates, and just good guys in general.
Mm-hmm.
What was because earlier today, even when I was getting ready to come on, you guys were talking about high school football and just kind of reminiscing. What was your recruiting story? Like, how did you get from Rochester to the Gophers? What was that like?
Yeah, so I was a running back in high school. We didn't have receivers in our conference or DBs really. It was all like wing T. Yeah. So it was pounded football. I got recruited Division II. NDSU was recruiting me for a little bit, and then they switched coaches and kind of fell off. But I remember my brother walked onto the Gophers, and I asked him straight up, and I said, "Do you think I could play at that level?" And he's like, "Absolutely." And from there on, I made my decision that I was going to walk on and give it a shot. So.
Yeah, and by the way, a very good running back in high school. I know you. I believe your senior season says here you guys went 5-4, but you were a 1,000-yard rusher, rushed for 100 yards or more in 7 of 9 games for the Rockets in your senior year. That's pretty damn good, man.
Yeah, well, I got the ball 99% of the time. I hope I'd have 1,000 yards.
You were the offense.
Yeah, don't look at his yards per carry.
That's great.
1,000 carries for 1,000 yards.
Again, Marcus Sherels is our guest. We'll hit this real quick.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip. Brought to you by the St. Paul Saints.
Thank you,
Thank you, St. Paul Saints. SaintsBaseball.com. They'll be back on the 17th playing baseball down in St. Paul.
Your Twins are 1 win away from being back at 500. They are 46-47. They won in a walk-off last night against the Guardians. They won 6-5. Same 2 teams today at 12:40. Bailey Ober makes his return. Your Twins have won 4 straight. The Guardians have lost 4 straight. So something's got to give today, but they're looking to get to that 500 mark with a victory today.
And I want to play this because Shelton was asked about his squad being in the playoff chase, and he said this.
The carrot is they play every day. I mean, you guys are around them every day, and that's not to be, a cliche, but they separate so well. Whether it's coming off the Dodgers where we got swept and we played well and didn't win, they moved on to the next series against Colorado and played. The one thing I really appreciate about this group is they go day to day, and right now there's a lot of time left, but the fact that we're playing good baseball I think is really important.
I love Shelton.
Same.
Don't you just love him?
Yeah.
You're a baseball fan, Marcus?
I do enjoy baseball. I don't kind of get into it until beginning of the year, and playoff time is when I kind of lock in.
Yeah, right. It's fun to watch this team because everybody expected the worst, and it's hard not to be a fan of that coach and this squad, though, especially with what they're up against. So it's fun to see, man. I love to see him doing well. It's good.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because obviously we want the confidence to know that the ownership would make big moves if we needed to. And that's certainly not the case.
No.
But I think that everybody around here, at least I do, I just appreciate their grittiness. Yeah. Like they know that they have to be scrappy. They've kind of leaned into it. They accept it. And they're beating teams just because they just kind of know how to show up to this stadium every single day, and bring it every single day. And I think that's the one thing that I really appreciate about this club. And it's hard because I almost separate the organization from the team. Like, I appreciate that about the team, and I just wish that there was a little bit more piss and vinegar from the organization themselves.
Yeah.
100%. And it's a different person stepping up every month, it feels like. Like, Josh Bell was amazing in June, and then it's Clemens so far this month, and obviously Byron Buxton's having one of his best seasons ever. So it's a different guy every
Ryan's
month.
been consistent.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because the trade deadline is like 3.5 weeks from today. And when we had Bonus on, Bonus is like, they got a couple guys on 1-year contracts that they will probably trade, but their trade deadline edition might be adding Walker Jenkins to the team in right or left field, but they desperately need bullpen help because, they got Taj Bradley to go 7 and strike out 10, Joe Ryan. But when they get to that bullpen is awful.
Hideous.
So when you get down the stretch here and you're going to need to start winning games, but you have to rely on that bullpen that the Gopher basketball team NIL has more money into it than the Twins bullpen. But if they add to that, the sky's the limit. The division's not great, but hey, they're taking advantage of it. Let's see here. I assume, and I think today is the day that the LaMelo Ball trade will be official. I don't know when there's a press conference, but that will happen. But I expect the LaMelo Ball trade to be official today because I think it's going to involve like 5 or 6 teams.
Yeah, I'm sure there's still a bunch of details and contracts and money to be swapped and whatnot. But yeah. Welcome to the fold officially, LaMelo Ball. Hopefully today. That'll be sweet.
I'm going to make a video and send. They haven't asked for it, but I'm going to welcome video.
What team did he come from?
Where did he come from?
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
What team did LaMelo Ball play for last year?
I believe he played for Rochester Mayo. Isn't that right?
You're just sucking up to Marcus.
No, I'm going to suck up to Marcus because not only did he play football in high school, but you also all conference honors in basketball.
Ooh.
How about that?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, basketball was probably my favorite sport. I was just better at football. It's a little short for basketball, but I still play now, and I still love playing it. Yeah. Watch it.
Yeah. Do you want to play with Ben, or are you afraid he's going to throw you around a little bit?
No, you need to hook up with Thielen because I think he plays every Tuesday morning. He plays every Tuesday morning like at 6 a.m. or something like that?
We've talked about playing together. We've played together in the past. We'll probably play this summer sometime.
Yeah.
A question for you, Marcus, about your short stint with the New Orleans Saints in 2019. You were placed on injured reserve, but was it at the end of camp that you were placed on injured reserve by them, or did you make it into the regular season? I don't remember.
Yeah, the end of camp.
Yeah, end of camp, right.
I missed all the preseason games with a hamstring injury, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
And then kind of got an injury settlement. So.
Right. So can you give us just a quick glimpse of somebody that I believe everybody in Vikingland really just detests, and that would be head coach Sean Payton. Did you spend much time? Did you get to know him at all? Do you have a different feeling for him?
Yeah, he was. It was a completely different atmosphere than Zimmer. It was a very veteran-led team, so they kind of led workouts. They led the locker room. Guys were playing video games in the locker room. There were couches, something that I was not used to at all. But Peyton, he's obviously a brilliant genius offensively. You could tell from day one. Loved to talk, gave a lot of speeches, but he was a really good coach.
Here's another interesting facet of that. The assistant head coach was a young man by the name of Dan Campbell. Tell me your thoughts on, did you get to know him at all?
Not really. I didn't have much interaction with him. I just remember him being on the field and yelling a lot.
That was a hell of a staff because secondary coach, I'm sure you got to know him a little bit in your short time there, was Aaron Glenn.
Oh, he was awesome. I used to actually have his poster on my wall, which was crazy as a kid. Yeah, that's a full circle moment. But he was a really good coach, and you could tell he was gonna be a coordinator and then eventually a head coach. So
Mike Nolan was also on that staff. Dennis Allen was on that staff. I mean, that was a hell of a staff.
It was a good staff. Yeah, I learned a lot in New Orleans in my brief stint there.
And then you came back to the Vikes for a smidge, and then you went to the Dolphins for just a smidge as well. What was Miami like?
Yeah, so Coach Flores was the head coach when I was with the Dolphins, and it was very Patriot system, a lot of meetings, and they were kind of figuring it out. A really young team, so I was one of the veterans there immediately. But it was fun. It was a good experience to go to different teams and kind of learn different cultures and coaching styles and terminology and defenses. So I really enjoyed it.
They're still figuring it out in Miami.
Yeah. So when you were in Miami, did you go through training camp and all that stuff? No?
Nope. It was halfway through the season they picked me up.
Okay.
So I played 5 or 6 games. I'm not really sure. And then I came back to the Vikings for the playoffs.
Okay.
Yep.
I was going to ask you about just the heat down there because I had one of my good buddies played down there for a couple of years, and he's like, dude, I mean, training camp is just hideous. He's like, it's just the worst. And they tried to get around it because they would do like late night practices and super early morning practices. So it was kind of a weird sleep schedule and all that stuff. But anyway, he's like, man, it was oppressively hot there all the time.
I was in Miami in the fall, so it was hot, but New Orleans during training camp was 1,000 times hotter. It was so humid. We'd have to practice at like 7 a.m. It was like 100 degrees at 7 a.m. It was bad. Yeah.
Hideous.
I was not used to that.
Man, that doesn't sound fun at all.
See, and I thought at one time the Saints I thought they traveled for training camp, and maybe that was obviously before your time. Mm-hmm. I thought they were in West Virginia for some time, and then they went down to I forget the
Metairie.
Metairie.
Yeah, they're in Metairie now. Yeah.
Anyway,
Metairie sounds fun. It does sound hot. All right, here's the thing. We'll break. We'll come right back. One more segment of the Power Trip Morning Show. Marcus Sherels here with Ben Leber. We'll get him to tell more stories about Ben. Even if you have to make them up, please give us more. I love that. That's
so good.
It's so good. It's Power Trip Morning Show. We'll be right back on The Fan.
The Fan. Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search the Away.
Final segment. Welcome back. Power Trip Morning Show. Ben Leber, Marcus Sherels in the main studio. Thanks again for coming in, Marcus. Been a lot of fun. Lots to get to in this final segment here. But I've been getting a couple of emails and questions, and we'll go back to Zach real quick. Zach, for everybody who wasn't listening earlier, what is the update on Corey Cove? Because he will not be with us in Detroit Lakes tomorrow because he's still playing poker against all odds.
Yeah,
great song.
Thank you.
He's doing pretty well. He has outlasted like basically almost 8,000 people. So it's not easy to do what he's doing. But right now he is, I think only, 105,000 chips. That is a pretty short stack, but the good news for him is that, there's only like 7 players away. So once 7 more players get eliminated, everybody else in the tournament will at least walk away with money. I think it's like 15 or something thousand, to start. And then obviously the longer you last, the more money you get. But, the key right now for Corey is just, lasting long enough to make it to the money, make some change, and cash his second straight main event, which is really, really cool, actually.
There you go. So, see, Ben? He does know how to play poker, apparently.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, you guys all doubted him.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we have. I think there was one year
I'm
you went
still
out on
doubting
the
a little
first
bit right
day.
now,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's still luck.
We had a good
It's
laugh.
all
at
just
that,
luck.
Yeah.
So when did they start playing again? Do you know? Obviously
11 a.m., I believe, Vegas time, so that'd be 1 o'clock our time.
Gotcha. So he will not be with us in Detroit Lakes tomorrow because there's no way he could get back in time, even if he gets out on the first hand. So Maxo's going to Detroit Lakes with us for tomorrow's morning's broadcast in Detroit Lakes at Water Carnival. It will be a major. Zach's going to be conducting the initials game. It'll be Perry, Meat Sauce, myself, Maxo, and a lovely listener. So please join us at the hockey place.
It just dawned on me. Are you able to go at 4 p.m. today? Because NBA Summer League starts today.
Yeah, I'll be driving and watching that and texting at the same time. Okay. It's going to be great.
So you will be paying attention.
That's, of course, obviously.
You love NBA Summer League.
You know I do.
Yeah.
Marcus Sherels, where were you and what were your memories of the Minneapolis Miracle?
Oh, man. Talk about from the lowest of the low to the highest of the high. What a game. I was on the sideline watching, and we were kind of on the bench, kind of moping a little bit. And then all of a sudden it happened, and everyone was speechless, and the crowd went wild. And what a memory, though. That was insane. It was fun.
Yeah.
You know, I know this is probably a hard question to answer and kind of off the cuff, but when you look back on it, how would you describe just what you thought the NFL was when you were in college to what the reality was when you got there?
Yeah, when I first got there, I felt like I didn't belong at all. I had no idea the culture. And I remember my locker was next to Brett Favre's.
Yeah.
And when he came back, my locker was cleared out, and I thought I got cut. But they told me he just needed 2 lockers, one for his mail, so they moved me to the other side of the room. But yeah, it was surreal.
Hold on, that must have meant that. So then we were locker mates, locker neighbors, because it was me.
Yeah.
And then to the left of me was, somebody else. Then it was Percy. And then to the right of me was an empty locker.
I think we were for a little bit.
Yeah. It was an empty locker, then Brett.
Until you ran the wrong route.
So that was me for a little bit. So then his mail took over.
So Brett had his little garage, and it was kind of nice because I got a little more elbow room as well because his actual locker was like 2 down from me, and then he had the one in between. Okay, so that was funny.
We've talked about this, but what was it like the first time he showed up? It had to have been surreal. He's like a cowboy, right? Like, that had to have been the most surreal moment of all time.
Yeah, it was, because we were all, I remember we were all well, I was in the cafeteria at the time when the helicopters were following him around. And we were watching the news coverage as it was happening. And so I was facing the driveway, the entryway in the cafeteria. So we literally watched the Suburban pull in to the area, and then, time delay or whatever. There's like a 10-second or whatever time delay. Then we see it on the screen. We're like, what? It's happening right. This is happening right now. And like in about 10 more seconds, he's going to be down by the loading dock, walking into the locker room. Like, this is nuts. And we're just upstairs in the cafeteria. And then, later on, short time later, we just see him sauntering through the locker room, with this little, cowboy Western walk that he has, like he's ready to go duel somebody at high noon, with his jorts on. So it was crazy. But anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, it felt a little surreal. And then it's like anything. College experience, NFL, that if you put the time in and you work and you study, that you belong there and you're there for a reason. Yeah. And eventually I got comfortable, especially at the punt return position, and took a lot of repetitions to get there. But I was pretty confident at the end of my career.
What about the lifestyle, though? What did you think going in versus like the fact that it became truly your job and your profession, and you didn't have to worry about school?
Yeah, growing up, you never, because I didn't really meet any professional athletes growing up. So it's like, I want to be an NFL player, but that's like saying you want to be Superman, because it's not really that real. And then it kind of happened, and it was fun. The opportunities you get to give back, especially with children and kids and stuff like that, and then living the life, playing a sport you've played your whole time growing up and through high school and college, and it's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, Marcus Sherels was our guest. You talked about being, kicked out of your locker by Brett Favre, but how about your first career sack? Do you remember who your first career sack was against?
I do. I get this question a lot. It was Aaron Rodgers.
No
way. It was like a millimeter behind the line of scrimmage, so I didn't even know until after the game. but it counted.
That's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, they all count.
Yeah,
they all count.
Yeah, tell me about that play if you remember it.
I was playing nickel. I remember we were in probably cover 2, because that's where we're always in with Coach Frazier. Yeah.
When in doubt, cover 2.
Everything was covered. It was in the red zone, and he went and he kind of slid, and I was the first one to touch him, and it happened to be behind the line of scrimmage. So.
That's great. That counts, man.
Right. Yeah, that counts.
It counts.
That reminds me of just, I think sometimes the ridiculousness of the sport. So Leslie we were always in Tampa too. Mm-hmm. Like that was, if there was ever a time in a game where it was a little bit of crunch time, and let's say they're breaking the huddle, we still haven't got our call yet. I mean, when in doubt, if you're the green dot guy, just call Tampa 2, right? It's just called 2. The thing that I thought was so interesting about it is, every offense and defense has, they have actual verbal audibles, and you have code words for certain things and certain coverages. Everybody in the league knew what Tampa 2 was. Like it is a fundamental philosophy, defensive philosophy that is, been around for years, and it's literally called Tampa 2. Mm-hmm. So what do you think our code word was on the field? Tampa. And I always thought it was such a ridiculous thing that we would look around and we wouldn't be huddled or even a muddle huddle. It would just be yelling out to everybody on the field because the offense is coming up to line of scrimmage, and we're like, Tampa, Tampa, Tampa. I'm like, well, we're not changing them. Like, they know what we're doing. Like, I always like, can we change up our code words here? Call it Cobra. I don't know. Right. Call it something that's not Tampa 2. The quarterback's going to walk. He's like, well, I don't have to break down what the safeties are doing at all.
You ain't got to be Peyton Manning to
you don't have to be Peyton Manning. You're going to be the dumbest dude out there. Like, they're playing Tampa 2 right now.
Marcus, this is something you may have never heard before. Maybe you didn't get a chance to ever go back and listen to this, but here's Paul Allen calling a 70-yard punt return from Marcus Sherels.
Snap to Hawk, nondescript rush. And a high, booming punt by the second-year punter drives Marcus back to the 8. He heads to the right side, gets the 10 to the 15 to the 20, 25, 30. Marcus Sherels in front of his bench, angles to the 50. Marcus to the 40, cuts to the left to the 30, and he tripped up at the 23. Longest punt return for the Minnesota Vikings since 2016. It's a 70-yard return by main man Marcus.
That's so good.
I know this is weird and probably not, but do you have any memory of that individual play?
Was that the Dolphins game?
It was the Dolphins. Yeah. That's exactly right.
I remember that. And so their special teams coordinator, Coach Crossman, was down there when I went down there, and we kind of joked about me returning that play on them. But yeah, that was fun. And PA is the best. He's another guy that's always been in my corner, always treated me nicely and with respect. So
yeah. Who tripped you up? Do you have any memory of that?
Was it Walt? I don't remember.
No, yeah. I've got to believe you thought you had that touchdown.
I did. I was pretty frustrated. I was frustrated after that. Yeah.
So I was never fortunate enough to be in this position, but you sometimes see it on NFL highlights when you're breaking through. Let's say you get through the main part of the return. Did you ever look at the jumbotron?
I did not. No, I did not. No, because I didn't have like the speed. The long speed, like the 100-yard dash guys. Yeah. So my legs were cramping up, and I was just trying to get there. Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, in a preseason game, admittedly, but you returned a 109-yard kickoff return against the Titans in preseason in 2013. Talk about legs cramping up.
Oh yeah, I needed probably a week to recover after that. That was tough, but no, I remember that. That was so fun. Was it I think it was the one right after halftime.
It doesn't say on the story that I'm reading right now.
It was our last preseason game, and then it kind of solidified me making the team that year.
That's sweet.
So, yeah.
Wow, 109-yard kickoff return. My goodness.
Oh, that means the back of your feet are standing out right on the edge of the end zone.
Literally, yeah. Coach Preef was like, take anything out, and normally he'd get really angry unless you're Cordero and take that out. But yeah, we took a chance, and it worked. Good blocking scheme.
Cordero did it in a game. Isn't it him and Cromartie have the two longest plays in NFL history?
Yep, Cordero was allowed to most of the time until Zimmer said not to, but Preef always allowed Cordero to take anything out.
God, he was
so good.
He's so good.
He was so good.
Yeah. You know what? That worked out well. Let's do another one. This is a punt return against the Saints on January 14th of 2018.
Morstead in his 9th year from SMU takes a low snap. It's a high punt. Sherels walks up to it, and main man Marcus gives it a try at the 25. Shakes a Saint, heads to the near side to the 35, breaks a tackle at the 40, and he's thrown down by the punter at the 44. Marcus Sherels with a 20-yard return after a 44-yard punt.
The punter... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. That's usually a fine. So I got fined for getting tackled by the punter.
Oh, no kidding. Really? I'm taken aback. Not really. I noticed, I guess I should say, the sound of the crowd when you started to break. Do you feel that? Do you, when you hear the crowd go like that?
For sure. You definitely feel that mid-play, and then you have a chance at returning one, but the punter got me. But he did break his ribs.
Oh, okay.
We joked about that. Yeah. Thomas Morstead, really good.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. On that play, and he had to finish the game. Yeah, he said he struggled to finish.
No, he's still in the league, I think.
Yeah, he's impressive.
Punts for like the Giants. I'm pretty sure he's still in the league.
I'm so glad you said that.
He was the one guy that came up to you guys after the miracle. Like he got everybody back on the field when you still had to kick the extra point.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Speaking of still on the team, you mentioned something earlier. I'm glad you said that, Saucy, because it brought it back to me. Harrison Smith was a teammate, and he's still on the team. Talk to me about being a teammate of his and watching his career.
Oh, talk about one of a kind. From the day he walked in, you knew he was going to be special. Ben and I were talking earlier. He wasn't the fastest guy, wasn't the strongest, but his instincts and body position and movement and brain was you could just tell he was going to be one of the greats. And he's made a great career, and it's fun still watching him. Yeah.
I think that's such I think it's such a point that we don't emphasize enough when it comes to sports. And it doesn't just pertain to football, because you see it in every sport. But I think a lot of young kids out there think that you have to be the biggest, the fastest, and the strongest. And I get that there is sort of a baseline, right? You have to be moderately athletic in what you're doing. But I just want kids to realize that it's so much more than that. You know, it is you have to have not only a love for what you're doing, but you can make it so far by just being intelligent about what you're doing. You don't have to be like book smart academically. I mean, that helps, but like if you just understand the game that you're playing, you understand where people are supposed to go, you can be trustworthy. Dude, you can make it so far in what you're doing. And there's so many kids, I think they're like, oh, well, I'm not fast enough. I'm like, no, you're fast enough. Maybe not the fastest. You're strong enough. You don't have to be the strongest, but you can put yourself in a great position to be a high-level college player, make it to the pros by just being smart in your sport, you know, grinding at the film study, which, you know, it sucks because it's boring. You know, there's been many times where, you know, I'm sure you've done it too, Marcus, where you're maybe staying after on a Wednesday or Thursday and you're watching extra film and you are dozing off hard. I mean, you're trying to stay mentally in it and you're just like, just falling out, taking little naps here and there. But, yeah, man. I mean, I think he was one of those guys. Like, you played with Terrence Newman as well, right?
Yep.
T. New came in and he was brought in because, listen, he was a fast guy, but like he made it in the league a long time just because of his cerebral nature.
Yep. And yeah, Zimmer trusted him, right?
Yeah.
He's been with Zimmer a lot of his career, and you could just tell when he walked in, he knew the defense from safeties to nickels to corners, and he was one step ahead of everybody mentally. So.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, I'm even talking about that with my young kid. I mean, he's just going to be a sophomore in high school, but he's moving from receiver to corner. And they just had a camp. I know you guys were talking earlier that these high school teams are like all getting together in the summertime and whatever. And I think it's great, just good from the academic standpoint, the X's and O's. And he's out there and he's like, he goes, yeah, we play a lot of cover 3. And I go, well, that's great. I go, do you even know what that means? He's like, well, not really. I go, well, let's break it down. You know, so I just kind of taught him what a cover 3 looks like. And I said, you know, when you're on this part of the field or you're this corner, I'm like, do you know who's going to be your underneath help? And he's like, well, what do you mean? I go, well, in a cover 3, you know, you're going to have 4 underneath. So you're going to have a buzz player that's going to be out in the flat. I go, do you know who that's going to be? And he's like, no. I go, I think that is something that you're going to have to learn. I'm like, I want you to learn what you're doing for sure. Like, you got to know what you're doing, but you also have to expand upon that. And like, is it going to be the outside linebacker that's helping me? Is it going to be the insert safety that's going to help me? Like, you got to know who your help is because that's going to change your leverage and how much space you want to give the receiver as well. And it just allows you to cheat the defense. And he's like, okay, kind of rolling his eyes. But I'm like, I know that your eyes are rolling in the back of your head a little bit because it seems like too much information for the young kid. But I'm like, that's like the next, you know, that's just kind of the next step of like understanding what you're supposed to be doing on the field.
Yeah. I mean, do everything you possibly can to make yourself valuable, right? I mean, that's just the bottom line. Absolutely. Again, Marcus Sherels, Ben Leber, and a cast of thousands here on the Power Trip Morning Show. I have a couple of things I wanted to get to outside of football before the end of the show, and one of them's kind of a touchy subject. So is
that the thing we got sent about 80 times?
About 900 people keep sending it to us, and if I don't address it today, I don't know. I think people might not trust me anymore.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, guys, this is Dateline, Indiana. But not just Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana, which I've been to a million times, not far from where I grew up.
Is that where Jim Jones is from?
No, that's closer to where
the rapper?
No, different.
No, that's a different guy.
One of these days I'm going to be right. What started as an investigation into a stabbing and arson took a disturbing turn in Fort Wayne after a man admitted, I apologize, Marcus, he set his own genitals on fire.
Oh.
It's a true news story out of Fox 59 television, CBS.
Did he rip the filters off a cigarette too, or what?
That's a great point. I don't know.
He set his genitals on fire.
Yeah, not with Selsun Blue. On May 6th, the Fort Wayne Fire Department investigated a fire in a detached garage. Around the same time, police were responding to a reported stabbing. The property owners of the garage said a neighbor woke them to alert them that the fire was happening. The owners noticed a family member, 36-year-old Christopher Peden, was missing. Meantime, Fort Wayne police encountered a stabbing victim who turned out to be Peden himself. As he was being taken to hospital, he claimed he'd been stabbed somewhere in downtown Fort Wayne. He also said he'd been threatened the day before. According to court documents, though, Peden later told investigators he was being dishonest. He wanted to be truthful. He needed to reveal the true cause of the fire. Peden said he went to the garage, cut his penis off.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he cut his own penis off with a kitchen knife, by the way, in case you're wondering. Yeah, thank you. I don't know why that made it worse.
Yeah.
It sounded like it made it worse somehow. I'm not sure how.
Sounds very dull.
Okay. That sounds very invigorating, actually.
Yeah,
not dull at all. I mean, he told investigators he then poured gasoline on the penis and set it on fire on the floor, just inside the door.
Why?
Court documents indicate that investigators collected evidence from the garage, including a red plastic and gas container, four lighters, a kitchen knife, and what looked like an injured willy worm on the floor.
Oh, no.
Why? He had to have been on drugs.
Strangely enough, we don't have the why in the story. We only have the story. So there you go. For everybody who's sending me that, we got to it on the Power Trip Morning Show. Thank you for tuning in.
Somebody had a bad day.
I'm going to guess that thing had given him trouble for the last time. You know what I mean? I mean, like Max and I talk about this all the time. I look down all the time and just like, that's enough out of you.
Yeah. After the initial, it's like, yeah, I've thought about it. Yeah. It might make my life a little better if I did the same.
You got me in some weird spots, buddy. So he just randomly cut his penis off and lit it on fire.
I think that's the link.
That's the moral of the story.
That is it. That's exactly right.
I just love that he lit it on fire. He's like, you know what? Just in case someone wants to put it back on, I'm done with this thing.
And guys, sorry I lied. It's worse. I cut my genitals off.
Yeah, he made a decision. He was sticking to it.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. And then lastly, Michigan authorities are saying that they've had nearly 1,000 cases of explosive diarrhea. Caused by a parasite.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
More people are being affected across several states. If you got a nasty stomach bug that won't go away, it could be cyclosporiasis, a parasitic infection that causes weeks of debilitating, fiery diarrhea. I added fiery. I'm sure it's fiery.
It's a little bit like hot lava.
I'm sure it's fiery.
Fiery?
Yeah, it sounds fiery. The infection tends to occur during the warm summer months. Can't wait for winter. But several states are reporting increases in cases beyond what they would normally expect at this point in the year. Federal health officials say they are seeing a higher than expected number of those cases around several. Yeah. They may not all stem from the same source. In fact, they're not exactly sure what's going on. But if you're too in fire, you might want to contact the authorities.
Your poor BH.
And sadly, they don't, like you said, they don't really know where it's from, but they do think it is from fruits and vegetables. So there's basically kind of a warning lately that, if you are going to eat certain fruits and vegetables, you really got to wash them very well. They say raspberries are maybe one of the worst because they have so many like little crevices and it's hard to wash everything.
Crevices. Ew.
Yeah, dude, this is not something that I think anybody wants to get. And there's no treatment.
There's no treatment.
It
just goes away when it's done.
You just have to deal with it.
There's not enough Pepto in the world.
And they say it's
diarrhea.
Sporadic, so you could be doing just fine, and all of a sudden, like you've got a Dumb and Dumber moment where like it's gotta come out now.
Oh my God!
This is Dwight's dream.
I may have had this. No, don't do that in front of Marcus, please. Just please.
Dwight was in the lab creating this.
Be careful, everybody. Raspberries, basil, salad mixes, cilantro, berry and fruit mixes, lettuce, and snap peas are the most dangerous. So, you know what? McDonald's is fine. That's all I'm saying.
McDonald's.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yep. Marcus, I'm sorry to end your appearance on the Power Trip.
Marcus
story, but those two things
Marcus got real quiet.
Real quiet.
Marcus is like, I had raspberries this morning.
That bubble was in my gut.
Fiery diarrhea.
Lastly, before we let you go, and again, thank you, Marcus. This was so much fun. We'll have you on again anytime you want, and we'd love to have you on during football season as well. Let's make this happen more. But just final thoughts on being able to spend so much of your career living your dream in the state of Minnesota. What was that like for you?
Oh, it was like you said, a dream come true. Being the state I was born in, and all the support, and the community has been really good to me. And I've made a lot of friends along the way, and have been able to give back to the state that I grew up loving. So
Except for Ben. You didn't make friends with Ben.
Yeah. We're friends. We're friends.
I guess we're friends now. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. I was always friends with you, I thought, but I guess at the time you didn't think that we were friends.
That was one of my favorite